Would you believe me if I told you that you could have a retail merchandise plan finally for your store in just 10 minutes? You can. Keep watching, and I'm going to show you how to take control of the single largest expense in your retail business, your inventory. Hey there, I'm Kathy Donovan Wagner, founder of Retail Mavens and mother of America's Most Fun Family, and a super Taylor Swift fan. That's right, I'm actually wearing my Folklore cardigan from the Folklore album where the Cardigan song is. Yes, I'm a Swiftie. If you are too, please let me know below. My mission is to inspire and give you the tools you need, all independent retailers, so that you can get more profit and better sleep. And if you haven't done so already, make sure that you hit subscribe below and click the bell to get notifications every time I share more of these retail tips that get you immediate success. Whether you call it inventory planning, merchandise planning, or open to buy, it can get really complex. And that's the reason why for all of our one-on-one private clients in our mastermind and in our profit club, we use Management One's formulas and algorithms in order to predict a store's sales with 93% accuracy and give them their sales goals and precisely how much inventory they need to bring in all their different classes of inventory every single month. But in its simplest form, a merchandise plan or an open to buy plan is just a map that tells you how much merchandise you need to bring in order to be able to meet your sales goals. And you can create a basic merchandise plan in 10 minutes, and you will be head and shoulders above most people, including your competitors, because most people don't even do this at all. Let's dig in. Inventory is your biggest asset. Also, it's your single largest expense. You spend more money on this than any other expense in your business. So knowing how much of it to have on hand and when to have it and how much to reorder is absolutely key in maximizing your profits. It's important that we look at this and that we're informed by your past track record and the past data we have, as well as prepared for the future. So we're going to start by determining your sales. Look at last year's sales. When I say year, you can do this on any 12-month rolling period. Look at each month. How did you do? And what's possible for the next 12 months? Be realistic and then write it down and declare it. Declare that those are your goals. Most retailers have no idea how much inventory they're going to spend in a year. They go to trade shows and just wing it, usually letting their bank balance influence it. I know that I would do that. If my bank balance was low and I was feeling tight on money, then I would buy very conservatively while I was at the trade show. Or if I was feeling, a little bit rich, then I'd spend more. That's, of course, not the right way to do it. I call this bank balance decision making. By using this formula that I'm going to share with you, you can shift from that. You can change from making decisions based on your bank balance to making decisions based on being a CEO. Follow this formula to get your open to buy for the next 12 months. The key is that your open to buy, the amount that you should bring in for the next 12 months should be 48% of what your sales are planned to be. If your sales are $500,000, let's just use even numbers, times 0.48, you'll spend $240,000 on inventory for the whole year. Now, of course, like I said, this is a complex issue and there for sure are some exceptions. It can depend on your initial markup. That's based on an initial markup of about 52 to 55%. If your initial markup is lower, then you're going to have more. We're looking at the average for the whole store. We want you to get a ballpark idea so you can start moving in that direction and taking control of this like the true CEO you are. Also know you can break it down into seasons. You can look at it by a 6-month time period or by a 3-month time period and use that same formula. When you're doing this, you want to make sure that you're bringing most of the inventory at the beginning of the season, but then you also want to make sure that you're still receiving other inventory during the other months so that there's always something new and fun and exciting for your team as well as for your customers. And you want the inventory to arrive the month before the sales occur. So if you're going to look at what your sales are from February, March, April, we were going to look at those 3 months. We'd want the inventory to come in January, February, and March. You want the inventory to come in 1 month at a time. A couple more things. We have to take into account your beginning inventory. This is assuming that you aren't over inventoried or under inventoried. So you're probably asking yourself, so Kathy, how do I know that? Oh, I have an answer for you. This, again, is a complex story and varies with stores. But what I want to give you is a good average starting point. I'm available for questions, so so don't hesitate to put them below. Here's how to determine how much inventory you should have on average for a whole year. Take your sales, divide it by 2, and that dollar amount is the average amount of inventory you should have for your whole year. So if you're doing $500,000 in sales, you should have an average inventory of $250,000 over a 12-month time period. So what we know, of course, is that it's going to ebb or flow, right, depending on what your sales are. So right before a big month, your inventory is going to go up. And then when your sales dip, of course, your inventory will also. If you find yourself with too much inventory, there are resources below to help you figure that out. And listen, it's a super common problem, unfortunately. So don't beat yourself up about it. It is what it is. Take so much satisfaction in the fact that you're fixing this right now. I'm so proud of you for looking at all this and digging into this, being determined to change things for yourself. Just take action. You can check out those resources below. They will help you. The other thing that you can do when you're taking action to reduce that inventory, also know that then for the next season, you should bring in less than the 48% new inventory that we talked about, because you should plan on selling some of that old inventory. Merchandise planning is very dynamic. It changes, and we always want to be tweaking it based on what's happening in the store. You don't just sit like in 1 month, like today, and look at the next 12 months for how much you should bring in and just leave it there, right? You've got to keep adding it up and readjusting it every month. You have to keep looking at it. You want to keep adjusting it so that you're not bringing in too much and you're not bringing in too little. That's the beauty of it, is if you don't make your sales goal, for example, then you have to order a little less going forward. And so you can make that adjustment when you're looking at it every single month. Or if you really blow your sales goal out of the water, hooray for you, then you know you have to bring more in. And so then you can readjust going forward. So you've got to make sure you're tweaking this all the time. The next step then is to get more detailed. How I look at it is that every single customer that comes into your store is voting with every single dollar they spend. They're telling you if they want you to carry more of those hoop earrings or less striped shirts. And so when you're looking at it at a deeper level, by departments or by class of inventory, oh my gosh, the impact that it can make is incredible. This is what we do for all of our clients. So I started out doing it the same way I described to you in the beginning here. And then I decided I really wanted to dial it in. And I resourced up with a coach, and it had such an incredible immediate impact on my sales and on my bank balance. They both went up. Listen, if you're curious about this and want to get more information, please reach out. We'd be honored to help you. Let me know if you have any more questions about this. And know that I am so proud of you for taking action on this, because most people don't. Most people have no idea. So way to go. Merchandise planning like this enables you to have the right products in the right quantities at the right time so that you can maximize your profits and improve your cash flow. But it also has to be connected to the big picture strategy, including your clearance sales strategy and your marketing strategy and your leadership skills. All those things matter. So if you're inspired to learn more, next I'll put a few more videos on the screen that are great next steps for you. And don't forget to subscribe with the bell so that you can get my upcoming tips and tools and strategies to help you improve your profits, sleep better, and become the richer retailer in every sense of the word that you deserve to be. Thank you so very much. Happy retailing.